Hello, hello, and welcome to the Motivated Mindset, the show where we dive deep into the strategies that transform ordinary entrepreneurs into extraordinary business owners. I'm your host, Coach Jeff Demers, and today we're unlocking the steps toward creating your definiteness of purpose statement. So if you're in the SMX Inner Circle, which is a free private group that we have for entrepreneurs and sports-minded entrepreneurs, you'll know that in our book club, the SMX Book Club, that we've been going over Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which if you have not read it, so this is actually my third or fourth, this is my fourth time going through the book over the last probably decade. And one of the things that they talk about is the definiteness of purpose statement. And so when you're going after a goal, right? When somebody says that you want to reach a certain level in life, or you want to accomplish one thing, or you want to accomplish another thing, it can be extremely difficult if you don't have a clear path, or at least um, clarity on what your actual purpose is and what you're trying to achieve. At its core, the definiteness of purpose statement is basically a starting point for all achievement. It's the elimination of the thoughts that you don't need, and it helps you get laser focused on exactly what you do need to keep in mind, which is your path, um, and the steps that you need to take toward achieving your goals. So there are 7 steps toward creating your definiteness of purpose statement. And before we dive into those, I myself am a firm believer of not only writing things out, but in the book, Think and Grow Rich, in one of the early chapters, is it first or second chapter, Napoleon Hill explains that you should not only write out your definiteness of purpose statement, but you should hang it somewhere that's extremely visible, and make sure that you read it twice a day, once when you get up in the morning and once before you go to bed. Now, those of you that are watching on the live feed, first off, welcome and thank you for watching. You'll notice over my right shoulder that I actually have my definiteness of purpose statement right next to my placeholder for the 2 Comma Club Award. When I receive it, that's where it's going to go. So I read out my statement every night, and it's not just me. My partner, my girlfriend, Marnie Tisdale, she has one as well where she can clearly read it. She's written hers out. She reads it in the morning and she reads it before we go to bed. So that way we are both on the same track, and we fully understand the sacrifices that both of us make because of how important it is for us to achieve our goals. So as you're going through this, write down these steps and make sure that you have a clear understanding of exactly what you want to put on paper. And you don't have to nail it on the first draft, but it is important to at least get something down. You can always go back and make changes as you see fit, because you may not know everything, or you may not understand everything that you need at this moment. And again, this is mostly for you. And another reason why this is important is because, like, the world we live in, we are being fed from 2 different parts of the country. Shock and awe. Like, this part's evil. This is bad. This is bad. Look at the news. People are getting shot. Crime's up. Inflation's up. Da 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 da. So we got all this negativity constantly coming at us. So the importance of actually writing out this statement and reminding yourself of why it is that you're getting out of bed in the morning, right? Is to kind of block all the negativity that's coming in that can just beat you down. Because if you allow it to come in, it will beat you down. It will absolutely beat you down, because as you're on this path of change, you are going to come across so many obstacles. You are going to fail, excuse me, many times. Excuse me. So you're going to come across a lot of different things and a lot of different people and a lot of different negativity that's being thrown your way. Excuse me. And it's going to be difficult to stay focused on what's really important. My eyes are watering because my throat's itching. So the definiteness of purpose statement is going to be your starting point, not only for your entire path, but for the start of your day, the start of your week, the start of your month. You want to make sure that you read it in the morning for that, and then you read it again at night, because usually what you feed your mind at night is the first thing that comes into your mind in the morning when you wake up. So let's get into it. The steps to crafting your statement. The first one is you want to reflect on your true desires. It says begin with an introspection. Ask yourself what you genuinely want to achieve in life. This desire should not be superficial, but something you deeply yearn for, be it professional success, personal growth, or contributing to a greater cause. I don't like individuals that say, I want to be a millionaire, or I want to make $10 million a year, or, I want a big house, or I want 5 cars, or, something like that. We hear it all the time because supposedly those things are important. And if they are to you, that's fine. But I'm telling you, it's not that possession. It's not the money. It's not the house. It's not the fancy car. It's what those things give you that you didn't have before. Right. Like, so my goal it's a professional goal. It's to get to the level of earning a 2 Comma Club award. For those of you that are not familiar, the 2 Comma Club award is given by an organization called ClickFunnels, where you actually earn $1 million with a sales funnel with their software within a calendar year, or the date set. It's usually a calendar year. And the reason why that's important to me, because for me, there's many reasons. The first one is because I can prove to myself that if I hit that goal, there isn't a goal out there that I won't be able to hit. Period. Even if the next goal is 100 million. If I can get to a million in 1 year, I can get to 100 million. I've already laid out the steps in the process to become a millionaire. So once you know how, like once you earn $1, you can earn $10. Once you earn $10, you can earn 100, 100, 1,000, 1,000, a million. Right? So the 2 Comma Club award is a status symbol telling me that I can achieve anything. If I put in the hard work, which we are on that path at this time, we're putting in the hours, and we're continuing to learn, and we're continuing to grind, and we're continuing to push forward, even though we've reached many failures already in just a few months. If I hit that goal, that means moving forward, there isn't a um, there isn't a failure that I can come across that would ever stop me from pushing forward, like ever. Even if, Facebook gets shut down, YouTube gets shut down, whatever the case may be, I know that I'll still be able to accomplish whatever I want because I've done it already. And I've had the guts and the courage and the fire to continue to push forward, regardless of everything that's been in our way. So you need to figure out what your true desire is. What is it that you truly want? That's step one. Step two is to define your goals clearly. Your desires should translate into specific, actionable goals. Vagueness breeds indecision and procrastination. Be as precise as possible about what you wish to receive or achieve, including the time frame for achieving it and reason why it's important to you. This is where most people stop when it mentions to actually give yourself date, a solid date to shoot for. Our goal, our date to reach our goal is August 1st, 2024. We've been at this for 4 months. We continue to push forward regardless because that is the goal. That is the date it's going to happen on, and we're going to make it happen. Period. Doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times you hear no. It is going to happen by this date. Don't be afraid to put your date out there. I can personally tell you that I haven't hit the goal yet, but what I have done in 3.5, 4 months of being on this path, I've probably grown my knowledge, my work ethic tenfold easily. My leadership skills, I'm reading more books. I'm asking more questions. I'm getting more involved in the communities. I'm growing every single day. So while you're on your path, that's the time. If you really want to know what you're made of, set a date. Set a a rock solid date. As it gets closer to the date, if you don't hit it, don't change the date. That's the date. And there's a reason behind that because once that date hits, you're either going to see that you've reached your goal or you are going to understand exactly how much you've grown in such a short period of time. Set a clear date with a clear and concise goal. Next step, number three, believe in your ability to achieve your goals. Stop listening to people that say you can't, right? We created a shirt in our gear lineup, our No Boss, No Rush lineup, that says, if you want if you want to sprint with the cheetahs, stop hanging around with snails. Kick the negative people out of your life. Stop listening to the people that have never been where you want to go and create an entirely new community. That's what I did. If you follow me on Facebook and you're still a friend of mine, thank you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I purged. I had almost 800 friends. I'm down to 111. 800 friends is not much, but I purged 70%, 75, 80% of my list because they were toxic and they were only around me for one reason. It's a tough choice. But in order to believe in yourself, sometimes you need to make sure that you have people around you that also believe and support you. Marnie Tisdale is my girlfriend. She's my rock. I was single for dozen years, perfectly happy being single because I never thought I would find somebody who believed in the path that I wanted to work. I never did until about 2.5 years ago. Turns out she was my best friend of 13 years. Who knew? Surround yourself by the people that believe in you no matter what. Number 4, commit to continuous action. This is tough. This is the hardest thing, but I can tell you daily, continuous action, targeted action is the best thing that you can do for yourself and your brand. Most people quit because they post a few things on social media and they don't sell anything. Nobody joined me. Most success stories that I hear from people like Eric Thane. Eric, for those of you on the live, wrote Create, Don't Capture. At the bottom of the barrel, he tells a story about one day he listened to a gentleman by the name of Russell Brunson, who I consider to be one of my mentors. I'll follow him anywhere. But he talks about how Russell says you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be consistent. It takes 7 posts to get in front of somebody before they even recognize that you're there, let alone click and join you. You have to be consistent. Eric Thane, I think he was consistent month 1, saw no results. Consistent month 2, no results. Consistent month 3, month 4, no results. But in month 5, he said something happened. And all of a sudden, their lives changed. He wasn't posting different content. People started to notice him. And that grew traction. That created traction, right? And now he's writing books about his secrets. Create, Don't Capture. This actually is not out yet. I got this when I met him and I heard him speak live at Funnel Hackers Live last September. And I just finished the book. It's a great book. And I've taken pages and pages and pages of note and action on what I learned. Yeah, he's now one of the gurus on content creation. Like he is. He's awesome. And I reached out on Instagram. I told him I loved his book and everything. It's great. Unfortunately, it's not out to the masses just yet. But he's somebody to follow. He's at Eric Thane, I believe, on pretty much every social channel. Commit to continuous action. A definiteness of purpose statement is not a passive wish, but a call to action. Outline the steps you need to take to move closer to your goals. Commit to these actions and adjust as necessary, but always with your ultimate purpose in mind. Every step I take, every time I do an episode of the Motivated Mindset or the SV podcast, or I write an article or a blog, or I do a video or a book club, every action will eventually lead to the 2 Comma Club. Whether they're free or paid, every single action must lead to your goal, to your vision. If they don't do them. Scratch them off the list. Number 5, incorporate the principle of giving. This is big. I'm going to tell you why in a second. Hill noted that to receive, one must be willing to give. This doesn't only pertain to material things, but also to time, energy, and knowledge. Consider how achieving your goals can benefit others and incorporate that into your purpose. Last night, right? I've got ADD and I probably do in any given day content and business for about 5 different departments of our company. Because right now it's just me and Marnie. Somebody's got to put the work in, right? Um, so last night I couldn't go to sleep because I've got the SMX Inner Circle, which is a free group for sports-minded entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs alike. And the majority of people in this small group so far are sports photographers, right? And they're all very talented. They cover professional sports, they cover college sports, they cover local sports, but they're very talented at what they do. I don't think they give themselves enough credit for how talented they are. So my mind shot to me is like, how do I help my photographers for free? It's a free group. How do I help them and give them enough value? So what I did was I started doing research and I'm on my phone, right? I'm laying in bed. I'm on my phone doing research. And I put together what I consider to be one of the best photography courses that I know every single one of these photographers are capable of putting together. I put together not the entire course. I put together the entire outline along with an introduction and a conclusion that they can model off of, and to show them some of the advantage of I had ChatGPT put together a script of everything we came up with. And then I took that script and I put it in video AI to show them how easy it is to market their new program. So I put it out there. I told them I'm going to keep it up there for 72 hours and I'm taking it down. But it's there. And the reason why I'm putting it up there for 72 hours and taking it down is so that they'll take action. And a couple of them already have, which is awesome. If that is still there and they haven't taken action after 72 hours, they just don't want it. Take it down. I use it as a lead generation source, but I'm giving them an opportunity to build their life around their passion completely free. 100%. Number 6, excuse me. Write your statement. Again, those of you watching on the live, statement's right there. Write it out with clarity on your desires, your goals, your beliefs, actions, and the principle of giving. Craft your definiteness of purpose statement. This should be a concise paragraph that encapsulates all these elements. It should inspire you and remind you of your path when distractions or challenges arise. And again, that's one of the most important parts of it. We are going to be distracted in this world that we are living in today, with everybody yelling at you, regardless of what your race or your sex is. Somebody doesn't like you. Do you let that bother you, or do you move forward? Create your definiteness of purpose statement and continue to push forward. Number 7. This is the most important part. I've mentioned it already. Recite and review and recite daily. Make your statement a living part of your daily routine. I already know it's taken effect in this house, because if I forget and I go into the bedroom and I'm about to get into bed, I've got the greatest woman in the world saying, "Did you read your statement yet?" Her statement's right in front of her. So if she's asking me, I know she already read it. You can call me out. I did it about face. I've done it a couple times. Sometimes you're just tired at the end of the night. Last night I was in the lab for, 12, 13 hours total yesterday. I was burnt out by the time I went to bed last night. And then my mind kicked in and I created more. Happens. Review and recite daily. Make your statement a living part of your daily routine. Review it every morning and night. Let it be a constant reminder of where you're headed and the foundation upon which your daily actions are built. Your definiteness of purpose statement is more than words on paper. It's a declaration of your intentions and a map towards your future. It requires honesty with yourself, belief in yourself, and commitment to yourself and your family. As Hill suggests, with this statement in hand and a clear path ahead, you harness the power to think and grow rich in all aspects of life. If you have not read Think and Grow Rich, you can get it online, usually free, or for a couple bucks, you can have it downloaded to your Kindle or whatnot. They're out there. If you don't understand why you're getting out of bed in the morning, don't get out of bed just to get out of bed. That's the biggest waste. It's not just a waste of time for you, but I mean, I'm an Army veteran, right? I'm very proud of my service. I don't boast about it, but because of my experience, I always have those people, those soldiers, those veterans in mind. Your days are not given to you. Your freedoms are not given to you. There are people out there that sacrifice every single day. You just don't know about it or don't think about it or don't want to think about it because it's not right in front of you. We have a saying in the military that nobody loves a soldier until the enemy's at the gate. When 2001 happened, September 11th, the enemy blew up our gate. And then we were thinking about them. Stop taking your days like they're worthless. Stop treating your days like there's no purpose. If you do that, not only are you doing a disservice to yourself, but you are doing a disservice for the men and women that have served and are currently serving so that you have the opportunity to make your dreams come true. The entire world is not like us. Are we perfect? No, not at all. We argue and bicker like family, right? Argue with family the same way you argue with your neighbor. But understand that we have that ability, right? We have that ability to go after what we want. It's not like that everywhere. It's not. And there's a reason behind that. Do not throw away their sacrifice. Get out of bed with a purpose. That's how you thank them. I feel weird when somebody thanks me for my service. I do. I feel weird. I'm not saying I didn't earn it. I just feel weird. You want to thank me? Go and show me that you appreciate it by doing something for yourself. Take advantage of the freedoms that we have. You may think, oh, it's crap. Freedom doesn't happen. We lose this. No, I'm living proof. Like the FBI is not at my door telling me I can't be an entrepreneur. You have that right as an American, regardless of what financial level you are at. Anybody can be successful. Surround yourself by the people that you want to be with and that you want to become, that set the right example. Almost 700 friends or people that I thought were friends. I purged them. Not one of them sent me a text or a phone or called me. Pretty much tells me that I've made the right choice. There were family in there too. Kick the negative people out of your life. Go after what you want. Write down your statement. This is Jeff Demers. This is Motivated Mindset. I'll see you again next Thursday.